Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
I'm Rob Woodard. This is Sunday Journal. Today I'm joined by Barnstable Town Councilor and Kennedy, Melissa Hirsch, who is the Town of Barnstable's Arts and Cultural Coordinator, and Roberta Miller. She's the Executive Director of the Cape Cod Art Association. Today we'll be discussing the effort to create the Barnstable Village Cultural District, which is a rather lengthy, involved process involving state officials. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for joining me today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Roberta, let's start with you. You live in the village. Why the push to create the district? What are some of the benefits that you see coming along with the designation?
Well, the Art Association has been in the village for about over 40 years. We've been in existence since 1948, and we're an active part of the activities that go on within the Main Street and all of their businesses and activities. And we saw it as a great idea to increase visitors, tourism, marketing, and to enhance the activities that go on for the citizens of Barnstable.
Now, I know that the state has to become involved for this designation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then
yes.
what benefit does the state play in the designation? Do you use their marketing efforts, or how does that work?
Yes. They help us with marketing in that they have us on their website. They introduce us to the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism, which is MOT, who also serves as a guide for all arts and cultural activities within the Commonwealth.
And I understand that the process is rather lengthy, and it's a long, sort of difficult, I wouldn't say difficult, but lengthy and arduous application process. Melissa, do you want to speak a little bit to that?
Sure. It is a lot of paperwork, a lot of time to fill out the application to really well describe the district and all that it involves, everything from its physical boundaries to activities that take place and so on. It's a three-step process. You have the application. You also need town council resolution saying that they're behind submitting the application. And then once you submit it, there's a site visit. And we did have that site visit as well, where people from the Mass Cultural Council come down and take a physical tour of the district and walk the district and spend time in there. And then the last step is the MCC's board decision, which is coming up March 18th.
And can you tell me specifically the area that we're talking about here? Is this the entire village, the entire Barnstable Village area, or a specific area of it? Or
No, we've identified what will become a walking district. It starts at the Art Association on Route 6A and goes all the way down to the harbor, and then comes back up into Main Street and ends on Rendezvous Lane, which is the border of the Tales of Cape Cod building, the old colonial courthouse.
Okay. And Anne, I know that there are specific requirements in order to become a recognized cultural district. Can you tell me about some of those?
Well, one of the principal one is that it has to be a walkable district. It has to have some contribution to the cultural fabric of the state and in particular our town. And to that, I'd like to say that we already have a cultural designation in the town of Barnstable, and that is the High Arts District.
I was going to ask you about that, and what sort of benefits you're seeing from that designation.
Well, I look at it. Some have asked me, is this going to be, a conflict between the two? No, this is a big town. We have 7 distinct villages. Hyannis is one, Barnstable is one. Hyannis has a different kind of feel to it. So I think this cultural district in Barnstable Village will complement the one that we have. Our district is rich in history. Hyannis is more art-based, shops, closeness to the harbor, and we have a little of that too. We have our art, we have our theater, and we have our harbor. So I I'm so excited about this because the whole village has taken on a transition since I became counselor. In 2003, when I first became counselor, the harbor was a mess. The village was losing business. And this initiative that Roberta started has really put a spark into the village.
When you talk about it has to be walkable, what does that mean? Are you going to close off certain areas of roads, or is it just an area that's physically capable of being walked?
Physically capable of being walked.
Okay. And so, Melissa, as you're going through the application process, what sort of response are you getting from the state? Are they receptive to the idea here? Or?
They're extremely receptive, and I'd like to talk to Ann's point as well. Is that arts and culture is fundamental to community and economic development.
Sure.
And I'm thrilled to work for a town that truly understands that. And we've seen what the arts have done. As we said, we started with Hyannis and the whole effort to revitalize downtown Hyannis, really creating a vibrant backdrop through arts and culture. There's been several strategies, arts-related strategies. And I am thrilled that we became a cultural district in May of 2012. And as she said, having Barnstable Village as the second district in Barnstable is truly a compliment. Roberta and I from the Cape Cod Art Association have been partners a long time in a tremendous amount of efforts within Hyannis. So it's bringing Barnstable Village to Hyannis and a part of Hyannis to Barnstable Village and bringing people. It's an important backdrop for residents, but also for visitors. The creative economy is an economic engine, bringing in development and jobs and so on, to spend a lot of time here in the town of Barnstable.
So if you do get the designation as this district, what sort of requirements fall on the owners of property within the district? Are there all of a sudden new requirements with regard to how they can paint their buildings or what kind of shutters they can use or anything like that?
No, it's not really new requirements. It's just that they have to be on board, or they should be on board, to help foster their own business. The more cultural activities that we can bring to the village, the more people are walking around, and therefore you see more people in the restaurants, in the stores, and walking on the sidewalks, touring the historic district.
So this designation you expect will actually attract more people to the village. So what's the attraction? They're just looking for a little more culture instead of just a bucket of saltwater taffy, or what is that?
Yeah, I think this helps us to point out to everybody the historic aspects of the village. The courthouse, of course, is in the middle of the village, was built in 1813. Daniel Webster tried cases there, and it really does have a history. There are many other historic buildings like the Sturgis Library, the Historic Society, the U.S. Customs House, which is now the Coast Guard Museum, and many of our houses are on the National Historic Register. So it's just a wonderful way to walk through the village and see history as it was many years ago. We'll bring in gallery walks, artists going on the street. We have an art festival at the end of June. Band concerts. We have a new bandstand on the courthouse property. So we are sponsoring at least 4 concerts this summer and probably more, and that will bring more people into the village at night. So I think it's just a way of showcasing what we have.
Okay. And Anne, you wanted to add something there?
I see it also as an acknowledgement by the state of something that we already know in the village of Barnstable, and that we're very special. And we have a rich cultural beginning as it is. Roberta mentioned the concerts. We're also having, last year we had Nathaniel Philbrook come at a very well-attended event. This year we're having Sally Gunning attend the same event July 10th, sponsored by the Sturgis Library and the Tales of Cape Cod. We have a farmer's market in the summer. We have a Kurt Vonnegut week planned in October. Kurt Vonnegut having resided in the village of Barnstable.
Is that right? Okay.
And his daughter
That's fun.
still does.
Yeah.
Hi, Evie.
Hopefully she listens.
And, we have had a very quietly understated, rich cultural ribbon going through the village, and it's just this is the state acknowledging what already
I think
is.
the natural assets as well. You have such a beautiful waterfront. You overlook Sandy Neck Beach. We tie in. You have the eco tours,
Yes.
the whale watching tour. So it's really a celebration of that as well.
I'm Rob Woodard. This is Sunday Journal. I'm talking with Melissa Hirsch, Ann Kennedy, and Roberta Miller about their effort to create the Barnstable Village Cultural District. So take me on a walk, Melissa, through what you envision the district becoming.
I would love for Roberta to share that.
Great.
She knows it like
Roberta,
the back
go
of her
ahead.
hand.
Well, the Civic Association recently published a historic walking tour map, which we see a lot of people picking up in different storefronts and just walking through, and it has a blurb of description for every important building. So we like to see more people coming and doing that. The old jail is open to the public, and you can go in and see it. But the man who runs the old jail, Derek Bartlett, also offers ghost tours and walking tours in the district. So I think you'll see more people doing things like that. But I think people will find us more. Typically, people will come into Hyannis because it's the larger downtown area and has the most stores. But this will be a way in which we can get those people walking Main Street to come to the Route 6A side, the north side, the quiet side, and just leisurely stroll through and just take in every activity that there is.
Great. Well, it sounds as though it's going to be very attractive. I look for it as the process unfolds. Yes, Ann, you want to?
I also see it as a connection to the Barnstable Harbor. The town of Barnstable has invested quite a lot of money in recent years in fixing the harbor, the bulkhead, dredging, etc. And as Melissa mentioned, we have the eco tour and the whale watch. We have a couple of restaurants in that area. And this is an effort to also connect that resource with Main Street. It's only a short walk. And there's even thoughts of maybe continuing our already existing brick sidewalk to the harbor to really connect it physically.
I was just going to say it's also about experiences, as Roberta said, and I think people really look for that it's not just a drive-through or a quick stop to run in and out somewhere, but to really spend time and then take away from that with those memories and experiences. And that's really one of the goals of a cultural district as well, that you can spend several hours, have something to eat, in and out, meet some local artists, experience in the culture. Barnstable Village in particular has so much rich history, the ghost walks, even genealogy at Sturgis Library, and being able to take some of that away, they will remember forever.
So there's not going to be any physical change to the area. It's a designation, just recognizing the elements in the area are culturally and historically significant.
Well, I think that the physical changes will be in beautification. More flower gardens are going up. Benches seem to be placed outside of businesses now, so people can sit down and enjoy their cup of coffee or something to eat. We're trying to work on some better lighting and improving the crosswalks. So I think it's more of a physical change than anything else. We're hoping that the new signage will help people in finding where to park and where to walk. So I think that's what will happen.
Okay, Melissa, as you move through the application process, what are some of the key elements that the state is looking for, and where are you now in the process of the application?
Well, we are anxiously awaiting the board vote that they will say, yes, you are a designated district. We believe and anticipate that we will be the 20th district. Barnstable Village will be the 20th designated in the state, the second in Barnstable Village, and the fourth on the Cape Sandwich and Orleans are also designated districts at this time. So really, to answer your question, I mean, we really are done. It's now they've had the site visit, we've had the application, we've answered all their questions, defined the area physically, talked about the different types of events and activities, the future plans, the goals of the district, what we hope to accomplish over the next few years. And they take a look at that. They did their site visit. They loved everything that they saw, and I would be shocked if they did not say yes.
Right. And now, when do you do you have a time frame for a decision?
We do. Their board meets March 18th, and they have actually extended an invite to Councilor Kennedy and Roberta and the town manager, Joanne Miller-Buntich, is the director of growth management, to attend that board meeting while they make their vote. So unless they really like drama and they're going to say...
I was going to say that probably portends good things.
And it's in Worcester, so...
Oh, yeah. That's really drama. To go there for
I don't think they're going to say that.
Okay, ladies, we just have a couple minutes left, so I'm just going to kind of go around the table and ask each of you to just give a final thought or two about the process. Why don't we start with you, Roberta?
I'm really excited about it. The Cape Cod Art Association will be the lead partner, which only means that we're going to help to coordinate some of the activities. And I see that some of the cultural facilities are really ramping up and setting a calendar that will really be exciting. I see the businesses really wanting to get going with this.
Excellent. And Anne?
And I've been honored since, from the beginning, since Roberta mentioned the possibility of having a cultural designation in Barnstable Village, to be a part of it, a small part of it. And I also would like to thank the town council of the town of Barnstable for unanimously supporting this designation.
Sounds like a team effort. Melissa?
For me, it's a thrill to promote not one but two cultural districts and really set the stage for Barnstable being a regional destination for the arts.
Great. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me today. I was joined today by Town Councilor Ann Kennedy, Melissa Hirsch, who's the Town of Barnstable's Arts and Cultural Coordinator, and Roberta Miller. She's the Executive Director of the Cape Cod Art Association. We've been discussing the effort to create the Barnstable Village Cultural District, and I am Rob Woodard. This is Sunday Journal.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.